When you have a series of incidents over the course of the last year and a half with regards to one individual, certainly those aren't things you can disregard. I think you got to add all of those together.
A major shakeup in the Missouri football lineup today as the MU athletic department dismisses wide receiver Dorial Green Beckham from the team. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Alexander Pierce. The news comes after DGB's alleged involvement in a break-in and assault of his girlfriend's roommate over the weekend. But this isn't the wide receiver's first run-in with the law. KOMU 8's Chris Gervino is here to give us the details on DGB's dismissal.
Ladies, thank you. Athletic Director Mike Alden spoke about today's decision at a news conference this afternoon. KOMU 8's Jack Washer is live at Faurot Field with the latest. Jack.
That's right. In the latest chapter of the Missouri athlete saga, Dorial Green Beckham dismissed from the Missouri football team. This decision comes down from head coach Gary Pinkel. Mike Alden, athletic director Mike Alden, spoke to the media about an hour ago, and he said he fully supports Pinkel's decision, saying this is the right step our athletic department needs to go in. And in what's been a rough week for Mizzou, Alden talked about the state of Missouri athletics.
If you look at our athletic program, I think we have an amazing group of students, amazing group of staff members. I don't think there's any question. Do I believe we have a few kids in particular over the course of the last couple of months that have done things that are inconsistent with our values? Absolutely. And that is unacceptable. But do I think that that is a cultural problem that we have in our program? No, I don't. But it's certainly something that raises your awareness, and you want to make sure that you address it head on, and that's why we're doing it right now.
Now, DGB has a couple options. He can either transfer to a lower division program, an FCS Division II, Division III, and play right away. He could also transfer to an FBS program or Division I program. However, he would have to sit out a year. Or he could just sit out next year completely and prepare for next year's NFL draft. However, his time as a Missouri Tiger is over. Reporting live in Columbia, Jack Washer, KOMU 8 News.
All right, Jack, thank you. Earlier today, Dorial Green Beckham released a statement saying, "First and most importantly, I take responsibility for my conduct and my mistakes. Don't blame my girlfriend or her friends for anything. I am not looking for sympathy. I thank those who have given me concern. I have been young and dumb." Coach Gary Pinkel said in a statement, Dorial's priority going forward needs to be focusing on getting the help he needs. We care deeply about Dorial and his well-being, but hopefully he can benefit from a fresh start. Dorial Green Beckham arrived at Missouri from Springfield Hillcrest High School as the #1 rated recruit in the country. He played 2 years for the Tigers. In his freshman campaign, DGB had 28 catches for 395 yards and 5 touchdowns. As a sophomore, he took on a larger role, reeling in 59 catches for almost 900 yards. He scored 12 touchdowns in his second season, including 4 in a single game at Kentucky. Much more on Dorial Green Beckham's dismissal from the Missouri football team later in sports.
It wasn't that long ago. MU fans can remember the year Mizzou snagged DGB as an exciting time for Mizzou football.
KOMU 8's Bryn Whitaker joins us to tell us how those same fans reacted to the news today.
Well, we went to talk to MU students this afternoon to see what they had to say about DGB's dismissal, and they all agreed. They are worried about this fall's football season, but think the athletic department made the right decision.
It's a good and bad thing because he is like one of the stars on the team, but it shows the rest of them like they have to be on their A game.
It was upsetting because he's a great player, but I mean, you can't do much about it. I guess you can't go assaulting people.
I was kind of shocked. I didn't think they were going to do that, but finding out what he actually did, you have to do that. It's this kind of thing. You can't really go about having criminals on your team.
All 3 fans used the same word after hearing about DGB's departure, that word being shocked.
The law firm hired by the University of Missouri system to investigate how MU handled an alleged sexual assault of a former Mizzou swimmer says certain individuals did not report the case as they should have under Title IX. KOMU 8's Elena O'Connell is live in Rolla, where the Board of Curators met to talk about the investigation. Elena?
Right before the news conference, we were handed this 22-page document which outlines the law firm's findings. Dowd Bennett found there were 4 conclusions. The university didn't have the correct policies in place. Officials should have acted with the information they had in 2012. A Columbia Tribune article about Sasha Manu Corey's case should have been given to the Title IX coordinator. Also, the law firm says they could not conclude whether anyone at the university, aside from medical personnel, had any indication of the assault while she was still alive.
There was no attempt to cover anything up. Together with our Sexual Assault and Mental Health Services Task Force and the findings of Independent Counsel's report, we are performing a major self-assessment of the training, resources, and policies of the University of Missouri system in these areas.
Wolf says right now Dowd Bennett is working with the Columbia Police Department. They are conducting a criminal investigation in hopes they will find the football player or football players who allegedly raped Manu Corey back in 2012. For full details on the findings and more about the conclusions, visit our website at KOMU.com. Reporting live in Rolla, Elaine O'Connell, KOMU 8 News.
The Rolla community prepares to say goodbye to a soldier killed in last week's shooting at Fort Hood today. A gunman killed 3 soldiers and then himself last Thursday. One of those killed was Staff Sergeant Timothy Owens. Owens graduated from Rolla High School in 1996. He is survived by his wife, Billy Humphrey Owens. Flags were distributed at the First Baptist Church this afternoon, and a candlelight vigil is scheduled for tonight. The funeral is scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. and is open to the public. IT professionals are urging people to change their security passwords after a computer bug was discovered that could affect hundreds of millions of websites.
KOMU 8's William Joy is in the studio to tell us what officials for the City of Columbia and the University of Missouri are doing to protect against the new Heartbleed bug.
Now, Brittany, the new Heartbleed bug has left millions of websites vulnerable to attack, including even large sites like Yahoo.com, and tech professionals for both the City of Columbia and the University of Missouri are taking it very seriously.
On a scale of 1 to 10, they're calling it an 11.
Once the so-called Heartbleed bug was discovered, the University of Missouri began updating its websites to make sure they're secure.
Vulnerabilities are discovered all the time. This one in particular is big. This one affects lots and lots and lots of sites.
Information moves around the internet using 2 different keys, an encryption key, which is public, and a decryption key, which is private and only the owner of the website can view. But a flaw in software used by about 70% of websites allows hackers to grab your decryption key and see information you put on the internet, like passwords, usernames, or even credit card information.
This is a perfect example of why people should change their passwords.
With usernames and passwords, those attackers can turn around and make changes to credit card accounts or make purchases, perhaps. By changing the password, you have taken their data and made it useless.
The city says its site isn't vulnerable, but it's still giving tips to employees on how to protect themselves. Beth Chancellor is the University of Missouri's Chief Information Security Officer, and she says the scariest part of the bug to her is that it's completely untraceable. Sites like LastPass.com allow you to plug in the name of a site to see if it's vulnerable to the Heartbleed bug. For more information or for the link to this page, visit our website at KOMU.com, which, don't worry, we checked and came up clean.
The City of Columbia wants to purchase a lot that will house a new homeless drop-in center. The city's goal is to donate the lot located on North 8th Street near Business Loop 70 so that an existing agency can develop the center. The community development director says the lot will cost about $80,000.
It was a gorgeous day outside today, but tomorrow could even be nicer. Let's send it over to Kenton for a look at what we can expect for the weekend.
That's exactly right. A great day out there today. Even still, as we head into our evening, it's still beautiful out there. 70s still in the area, 74 in Columbia, 75 in Jeff City, 75 in Versailles as well. And really, pretty much 70s all around there, except for Mobley. You're about 69 degrees right now, just starting to get down into your 60s. And all of us will be getting into the 60s tonight and even into the 50s as well, but not too far into the 50s. It's going to be mostly clear as well. Here, coming up after the break, I'm going to talk about the next 8 days, including a warm-up tomorrow, some thunderstorms, and a cool down.
They get stuck in trees and sometimes line roads. How these tumbleweeds are clogging up Columbia.